This is a Stanley hand router plane, specifically a Stanley 71.5 hand router plane. I believe this thing is from 1910s, somewhere around there. That's what the listing said. So I got it, and it was restored a little bit. There was some rust and some marks on the metal and the wood. The wood knobs are in decent shape. They can be cleaned up a little bit. I might still go back and clean those up. But the important part is the face was flat, and the face had no dings in it for being how old it is, which is really, I think, hard to find. So this was in pretty nice shape. I bought it from a shop, actually off Etsy. They were selling this. And when I got it, I cleaned it up a little bit with a wire brush on my drill, and then I just wiped on some WD-40. And then I think I put some oil on the knobs, and I unscrewed the hardware there, and I put oil in the knob too to seal it up, because the insides were a little rough, not too bad. But this is an excellent tool. If you've never had the chance to use one, it serves a pretty specific purpose, one of which being, if you have a piece of wood like this, and you're going to do a join like this, and you want to set your board in there, the problem with it is, typically if you do, if you're using hand chisels, see, it doesn't sit flush with the bottom. It's a little raised up, because when you chisel out a piece like this, if you're just kind of making rough cuts, if you're doing any kind of timber framing, or you're really, depending on what you're doing, if you're using a chisel, the problem is when you get to a certain point on the chisel is going to move up just because of how the chisel is shaped. It's going to hit the bump right here on the bottom of the chisel. So when you can, it's hard to get it perfectly flat, because one, you have to kind of eye it with the chisel blade. And two, it's hard because you have to go and rotate the board, on both sides like that to accommodate the kind of the thickness of the chisel. When it hits like here, it's going to have a tendency to raise the blade when it goes. Sorry, not raise the blade. It's going to point the blade down, is what I meant to say, because of how the thickness is of the handle. And one application that you could see this being used on is something like this. So this is a dresser I'm working on right now, and the way I have it kind of built for the drawer, I guess you could call it the front beam here, you could have used the hand router plane in this specific instance. Like, I could have done a better job right there, and I still have to go back and clean this up to get this line perfectly flush against the board here. So that could be an application of when you would use this tool on a piece of fine furniture. But let's go ahead and use the tool and to see how it performs. So I'll have it set up here. I need to clamp this on so it doesn't move. All right. Okay, so that's all clamped on. So now, first thing when you get this tool is you have to adjust the depth of the blade. So you will see at the top here, actually there's this adjustable knob that you can screw and unscrew, and that can actually fit in to the notch here on the blade. But I don't typically use that, just because I find it a little easier just to unscrew the tensioner right there, and the whole thing drops. And then what you can do is you can just find kind of the lowest point of where you want everything else to be measured up against. So once you find your lowest point, kind of hold your finger there so it doesn't move out of place, and just lock it down tight. And you'll see with the 71.5 Stanley hand router plane, you'll see the blade is actually at a point like that, which has its advantages depending on what you're trying to do. But so when you get that in, it's locked down. All you're going to want to do is you're going to want to just put it firmly, and you can undo. Here, let's try to get a better angle of this working. Okay, so what you're going to see is you can just chip away at the wood and you get a nice even depth on this join. I have a hard time, you'll see in the bottom there, it's kind of collecting on the edge. What you'll need to do is you'll just need to take your chisel out and you'll just need to kind of do those by hand. It's a little harder with a chisel this wide, but you're gonna need to go in and probably clean it up a little bit with your chisel like that, just to get out some of the excess that the hand router plane can't get to. Just because of the nature of the angle. So you'll see we still have a little bit on the back to do, and then just keep going all the way through. And you're going to want to make several passes. Okay, so that's good enough for what we're trying to do now. All right, so that should be all set. So let's set the tool aside here. Let's move this. And let's put the board in I used last time. Let's see how it sits. I'll tell you what, let's move this off the table a little bit so we can accommodate how long it is. So it should seat nicely, but my board itself is a little. Okay, let's use that edge. It's a little bit nicer. All right. So as you can see, now when we set the wood in, we have a nice clean line at the bottom with no gaps. Before there was a big gap, but now it's all even and it's a big gap. So if we wanted to, you can glue this together or just screw it in, but that's going to be a nice join, and we did it all with hand tools. So that's so I guess that's one advantage of this tool. It's a little bit harder to find. Not a lot of companies make them. I think Lee Nelson and I think Veritas makes it or something like that. They're a little pricey for a hand tool, so you may want to look into, if you can find it, the Stanley 71 or 71.5, which I have here. You can find them and probably restore it yourself. It's not hard to do. So if you're looking to make this kind of join with really just these tools here, with any kind of saw, a chisel, and this, you can make a real nice cut. That's going to be flat. We're just using hand tools. So obviously you can use, if you have a plunge router or something like that, you can use that. But sometimes, honestly, using the hand router plane is a bit faster because it's faster to set up and it's faster just to do it by hand. So that's a nice thing about it. So if you have any questions about that tool, let me know in the comments, and thanks for watching. I appreciate it. If you have any other tools or anything you want to see in my kind of woodworking setup here, or anything about the dresser, let me know in the comments. I'd love to do another video about tools or woodworking or anything like that. Or if you want to see how I do any of the dovetails I have, or the epoxy or anything like that, definitely let me know in the comments. And anyway, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Have a good day.